2 years ago, I was in Asia making a travel film with a few friends, one of whom was Mitch, or Little Hop, who some of you may remember as the wheelchair train hopper from the dock Await the Freight. We all met up in Bangkok and then made our way over to Cambodia where we did most of the filming. The film as a whole was about Cambodia, but of course with anything I'm involved in, it was centered around trains. While here they installed an extensive rail network. Unfortunately, when the Khmer Rouge came into power, they decided that those kind of things weren't cool and banned everyone from using them. Since freight trains in Cambodia weren't running at the time, we focused on the next best thing instead, the bamboo railway. Despite the trains not running, we did however manage to visit and explore a few pretty awesome abandoned train yards along the way. We spent a month filming, had a blast, and in the end we even sold the film. Believe it or not, we even almost scored a travel show with Discovery, but in the end they said we didn't have enough character development to make a series. To be honest though, as much as I'd love to get paid to travel, I don't think any of us were quite ready to share with the world just how retarded we all really were. Some things just aren't meant for the masses. Filming though, one of the crew managed to knock up a local in Siem Reap. Being the decent man he is, he decided to come back and be a father to a soon-to-be baby girl. So it was decided that if we were to have any presence in Siem Reap, there might as well be a business set up to make a living. From that came the idea to purchase a hotel. At the time I thought it was ridiculous as Pierre, the young man who was to purchase the hotel, and also Mitch's brother, had never even been to Cambodia, let alone even seen the hotel. Yet he was getting a loan and blindly purchasing a 40-room hotel complete with restaurant and pool. Either way, the hotel was purchased, and despite my reservations about it succeeding, part of me did like the idea of picking up and moving to Asia. Nonetheless, I had work contracts back home I wasn't ready to give up just yet, and due to a bit of politics, I decided to stay in Canada for the time being.
I've only $5. I bought it by $2.
Well, a year passed and the hotel struggled, but they managed to keep it afloat. Back home, I was busy working as a grip on film contracts. I was still hopping trains when I could, but never knowing when the next film contract would come up, I could never go too far just in case I got a call for work. There's only so much time a man can spend idle and stuck in one place, so after a year and a half, the wheels started turning on how I could get the fuck out of Canada. That's when the idea to make another film came about. I figured if I flew over to Cambodia and we made a film, we could maybe sell it, and it would pay for my trip. Talking it over with Mitch, we got the basics down and I was confident we could make it work. So, after finishing my latest film contract on a movie called Clown, I decided to spend a few days freezing to death riding up north, then make my way over to Cambodia. Once there, we would work on the film, and I would spend my free time researching the possibilities of hopping freight trains. Like I said earlier, the trains weren't running in Cambodia at the moment, but Thailand had plenty, and it was right next door. After all that, I'd fly home broke as shit, if I wasn't rotting in Thai prison somewhere, and hopefully have some work waiting for me. Life was looking pretty good. In the end, we decided to call our film Tuk Tuk Diaries. The premise was simple. we take one of the hotel tuk-tuks on tour around Cambodia while living out of it. The idea was a play on the whole Motorcycle Diaries thing, only with a tuk-tuk, and, well, we're far from revolutionaries. Since filming here last time, though, our crew had shrunk considerably. Karim, our cinematographer, was busy working his magic back home in Canada. Richard was busy buying into a law firm, which hopefully will do me some good one day when the railways finally nail me. The other star of the show was tied up due to baby and his new tour company, Saboteurs, although we did manage to pay him a visit for his daughter's first birthday. We had a great time, she was extremely cute, and he absolutely loves her to death. So in the end, it was down to me and Mitch to go it alone. Now I guess I should explain just what exactly a tuk-tuk is, for those of you who haven't heard of them before. Basically, a tuk-tuk is like a mini taxi. Most Asian countries have a version of them, but they vary from place to place. Here in Siem Reap, they consist of a motorbike and a carriage. The pink helmet is extra. The great thing about Cambodian-style tuk-tuks is that the carriage can actually be unattached from the bike, which comes in handy when you just want to go on tour. Mitch had purchased one for his hotel, as well as to use as his personal chariot whenever the need arose. Usually what happens here is tuk-tuk drivers will come and take guests on tour, and the hotel will pay a commission to them. What Mitch was hoping to do was buy a bunch of his own tuk-tuks and have staff on salary take them on tour. Having tuk-tuks available 24/7 makes life a lot easier for hotel owners, and they can save on commissions. For now though, he just owned the one. Having it around made life pretty sweet, and we would go out on tour all the time. The thing was, technically it's illegal for foreigners to even drive them. I also didn't have a driver's license, and well, Mitch didn't have any ownership papers for the tuk-tuk either. Luckily though, laws are only a suggestion here, and you can get out of any situation with a couple of bucks. Cambodia can be pretty lawless, and if you're a foreigner with a few bucks, you can pretty much run free. Which is just what we did. One night, while on tour, I was turning left on National Highway 6 when a motorbike tried to pass me on the left side. He ended up smashing into me, which sent him flying, and our tuk-tuk ended up sliding down the road, sparks and all, finally flipping on top of me and coming to a stop. Of course, with Mitch in the back. I only suffered a bit of road rash, but luckily Mitch didn't get flung onto the highway as we flipped. He has brittle bones, and he would have shattered into a million pieces. Even as we started to flip, I thought by the time I'd look back, I'd see him dead on the road. The tough fucker he is though, he held on, and with me under the tuk-tuk, I could get an arm on him to keep him from falling to the ground. The other arm kept the tuk-tuk from crushing me, but I still couldn't lift it off. By now we were sideways across the highway and stopping traffic in both directions. Talk about embarrassing. But I was at least glad we didn't end up like half the videos I've seen online of Asian motor accidents. Not too pretty. Within seconds though, people were there and they pulled the tuk-tuk up and off of me. Then as they pulled it up, I saw the cops and was like, fuck. This was gonna cost me a few bucks and a hassle for sure. No license, foreigner driving a tuk-tuk, no papers, etc. But they just asked if we were okay and let us drive off. No checks for papers, no breathalyzers, no bribes, nothing. This place is crazy like that. But then on the other hand, one day we parked in another tuk-tuk driver spot downtown. You see, here tuk-tuk drivers have deals with store owners giving them exclusive rights to park in front of their shops. Usually, if you park in the wrong spot, they'll just push your tuk-tuk out of the way. But one night we came out from the bar and it was gone. At first we thought it was stolen, but after talking to the cops, we quickly learned they had actually taken it. We asked the traffic cop about it, and they wanted to see our papers before doing anything. Fuck! We also had to lie and say it was one of the hotel staff driving it, not me. But that didn't make much of a difference at this point. Either way, we didn't have any papers, and none of the hotel staff had the balls to go to the cop shop and try to make a deal with the cops to get it back. So, it was down to me and Mitch to figure it out on our own. See, here, Cambodians are afraid of the cops, and without the proper documents, they didn't think we could pull it off.
You know the guy you did?
Yeah, you can do, but I think we go and maybe come back and have to.
Wait.
You just go now and you see. Yeah, if you want to do it, just let him do it. So you don't think like it's gonna be the same like Canada, you can do anything like this. No, it's Cambodian.
However, we knew there was a way around any situation here. So we talked to an expat who runs another hotel here in Siem Reap, and he connected us with his police friends, who we then negotiated the release of the tuk-tuk with.
Hello, how are you? It's Mitch calling. So we're gonna go try and get our tuk-tuk back. Found out we're stolen by police. So we gotta pay a bit of a bribe. I wanna make sure I get this tuk-tuk because both Lita and Stokely think I can't do it because I'm Cambodian. They're like, oh no, you don't know Cambodian policy, and this is how things are done here. So I'm gonna try to prove them wrong. So hopefully I can do it. If I go back with that tuk-tuk, if he can pull up in front of Lotus Lodge with the tuk-tuk, I'm gonna be a very happy guy. Hello. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Good. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
While filming the negotiations, the thought did cross my mind that if they found out we'd been filming, we'd be in some real shit. But I stood strong and got her done as best I could.
I asked him what time he will.
Okay.
Yeah, I can take.
Okay.
But he needs somebody can drive the tuk-tuk to pick it up. I think Stokely can use to pick it up.
I'll leave Stokely out.
You give money to me first, and I pay to them.
Okay, maybe can I go? I'd rather go to the station and see the tuk-tuk first.
Okay. You see your tuk-tuk first.
Okay.
Okay,
we
go with me.
We'll follow you. Oh shit, there it is.
Is that it? But where's the motorbike? Oh, it is there. See the rip. That's it for sure.
Yes, cameraman.
Yeah.
Film holiday. Film temples later.
So can we take now?
Not yet.
Why?
Okay.
I pay to them. After you take and.
Alright, dude.
In the end, there was no traffic court, no nothing. Just a dollar bill. Or a couple dollar bills. The weird thing was, after it was all done and we got the tuk-tuk back,
See you.
they just let me drive out of the cop shop. God love this place. While pulling in back at the hotel, Mitch was more than happy to let the locals know us foreigners could get shit done.
Oh, hold on. So what are you gonna say, Stokely?
As much fun as we were having dodging death and the police, our timing for the trip was bad. It was high season, and unlike their first year, the hotel was now busy as all fuck. This meant we had to postpone most of the trip and go out on shorter tours when we could. The tours we had were still pretty epic as far as tours go. The seat on the bike was non-existent, so my ass was numb for most of the time. And the roads, well, they were pretty bumpy, which made it tough for little Mitchie back there sometimes.
I feel like I've just been beaten up for 6 hours.
We had a hammock for me to sleep in, and Mitch slept on the seat. We also grabbed a cooler so we could bring ice, water, and whiskey. 3 very important things when traveling.
Here we have some whiskey, 1 Anchor beer, 1 bottle of small water, and a couple bricks of ice.
After heading north an hour outside of the city, it was already a different world. They didn't speak English, and we barely spoke any Khmer. It made for some awkward but ultimately funny moments.
Okay. So, I don't know what to write. Ice. Okay. Yeah? Okay. Dude. Ice. Ice? Yeah? fuck are you doing? Alright, we're getting some ice. Ice for our whiskey.
And Anchor beer.
Anchor beer for Sean. I don't drink Anchor.
What do you drink? Oh, you only drink fancy
I
stuff?
hate beer. There we go.
That's big.
Yep. That's good.
That's good.
I'll just put that one on the floor then.
On the floor?
Because it's gonna be complicated to sell them.
Oh, we'll just leave and deal with it.
Okay.
Doesn't even fit.
He's the guy that can plug it. We are now in Cambodia somewhere, and we don't know where. Actually, where's the map?
Did we even bring it?
Oh fuck!
Of course, we forgot the map on the last tour. So we had to wing it a little. But hey, that's what adventure's all about.
Alright, so,
This is brutal. We're in some small town. No idea where we are because we forgot the map at the hotel in Siem Reap.
Even if we had the map, could you be able to look at it right now and know where we are?
No, exactly. We have no idea what town we're in. The fucking motorbike just died out.
In typical Mitch fashion, he failed to be aware that motors need oil changes and maintenance. So, after a couple days of driving straight in the Cambodian sun, the bike started to overheat and break down. The motor seized, locking the tires, and a few times even sending us skidding. One time almost killing us. Again.
as soon as it started to stall, I realized the
Dude,
light.
I'm fucking shaking, man.
What happened? What just
I
happened?
don't know, just the car. The tuk-tuk flips. Or, no, you talk, I can't talk right now. Stop.
The engine stalled, but it was in gear, so as soon as it stalled, the tires stopped. So it slid. And I wanted to put it in neutral before that happened, but it happened so fast. But luckily I steered it from flipping. But if you look at our tracks, it's like left, right, left, right.
Fuck, I just wanna go home.
We're trying to get home.
After all that, we managed to get back to within 10 kilometers of Siem Reap before it died completely and we had to find a mechanic. He then informed us that there was actually no oil left in the motor. Mitch had not thought to put oil in it once since he bought it, but in his defense, he never drives it. In the end, we had an amazing time and got some great footage, but not quite enough to make a feature. So, the new plan was to put together a concept trailer and shop it around. If we could get some development money, we could get the whole crew back over here and do it right. Sounded good to me.
And I kinda look back, like, behind the tuk-tuk.
Leaving Tuk Tuk, I drive the empty roads home and marvel at how just a few short hours ago, this place was packed with people and noisy as all hell. Now, quiet and empty, the rest of the city has long since gone to bed. Even the scavengers are fast asleep by now. By the time I arrive back at the hotel, everything's locked up and even the front desk employee is fast asleep. The gate, of course, is locked, so I have no choice but to climb the fence. The bike, on the other hand, will have to spend the night outside. Hopefully it's still here in the AM. With everyone sound asleep, including the staff, there's nothing else to do but head to the back pool area, since I'm not ready to sleep just yet. Another great thing about having friends who own a hotel? After hours access. I think I fancy a little skinny dip. There are two great skills acquired from both freight train hopping and working in the film industry. Both require you to be up at all hours of the day, constantly in different intervals, and many times past the point of exhaustion. Once you've mastered functioning at this level, time is no longer an obstacle. Well, that and probably the many whiskey Red Bulls I've consumed throughout the night.
The restaurant. It's empty. It's the entrance. Alright. Now it's my time. Wait.
Siem Reap has been epic, and just beyond its hinterland was another world still untouched by tourism. As usual though, the month flew by. Other than thinking over Thailand's freight trains and my chances at success, my mind has forgotten about the rest of my life since I've arrived. Despite the ever-growing tourism here, the grunginess and lawlessness of this place has really made me feel at home. Our run-ins with the law, the near-death experiences, and the tuk-tuk tours in the countryside were exactly what I came here for. Cheap booze, food, and massages? Yeah, I'll take it. I'm even contemplating starting some kind of business in town so I can spend more time here. Anyone want to lend me a few grand? As amazing as everything was, my experience here is up. It's time to add this to the history books and move on to my next adventure. Life really is just a succession of memories. Even as something happens, by the time it hits our brain and enters our soul, it's already past. I'm glad I made the most of my time here, and I'll have great memories for years to come. That being said, I'm ready to try my luck with some freight trains in Bangkok. Tomorrow, I make my way for the Thai border.
We dead, but we still enjoy good things.
Hello. How are you? Yeah, good.